to initiate. There we go.
Right.
We are live. We are back again. Different kind of thing, bit of a history lesson. Kurdish is like the encyclopedia of ball knowledge. So this will be like a Brazil stream, Brazil history, Brazilian players. Everything. It'll be all things Brazil.
Let me know. What's it like now?
Is it echoing? Yeah,
a little bit.
Little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Little
I don't know. I've just messed around with audio and everything's unticked what it needs to be.
I wonder what it is.
I don't know, mate. A first problem sorted, and then now another problem.
Yeah. I mean, we can. If anyone complains, then
I'll just see. If, has that changed anything now? No.
No, I can still hear myself.
I don't know.
Tell you what, you can be on mute when we're talking. Anyone you want to talk can come off it. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Oh, you know, since we're new to the show, Rich, we'll let you start. We're just going to start with our five Brazilian players in the Premier League, and then we'll do all time after. And then Curtis is going to do like history and stuff like that. So you can kick us off if you want.
Yeah.
So, obviously, this Brazilian thing, I'm like, wow, this is a step up. So big up to you, Curtis, as well, mate. Good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
So you're saying like Brazilian players in the Premier League?
Yeah, let's do that. That's an interesting debate.
What's currently playing now? Yeah.
No,
Premier
League all time.
Oh, all time.
Yeah.
This is crazy, and you might not agree with this, because it's a long time ago. I'm sure you guys will remember, but. And I think I was talking about this, on one of my comments the other day on a short. Do you remember the Middlesbrough guys, Juninho and Emerson?
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying they're like your Rivaldos, etc. Ronaldo, but at the time, if I remember right, there wasn't that many Brazilians in the Premier League, and they lit it up. Do you know what I mean? Emerson, Ravanelli and Juninho literally are famous for that Premier League era. Everybody says, oh, Middlesbrough, Premier League, yeah. Obviously, they mention Hamilton Ricard, etc. and Michel Beck and all, but they always say, oh, Emerson, Ravanelli and Juninho. So I think they've got to be in there, to be honest. I do, because I'm not, obviously Middlesbrough, FA Cup against Chelsea, Di Matteo, famous goal, etc. So they got places, but there was never like top 2, 3, 4. Do you know what I mean? So when you had those two players, if you took those two players out of Middlesbrough, let's say Ravanelli, obviously he's Italian, but if you took Emerson and Juninho out out that team, it could have got relegated straight away. Do you know what I mean? So I think Emerson, Juninho was up there. I'm not going to say Denilson at all. No chance. I thought he might have been decent when he first came. I'm trying to. I'm trying to think. Who? It's when you're on spot, you think of Brazil. I'm thinking of players now, and it's got.
One thing I was saying to Ty is, if you mind, putting the thing on mute just while I talk, and then you're on it. Yeah. Yeah, so one thing I was saying to Ty is players that kind of spring to mind is like Fernandinho and Alisson a little bit, but it feels like a cop-out suggesting them because they don't feel like your typical Brazil players, like you said.
Yeah.
Like Juninho is interesting because even though he came to Middlesbrough, which isn't like a big six team, he lit up the Premier League. He's also one of the early, I think, Brazilians, like you said, to come over. I guess the weather wasn't really that enticing. If you're from the beach and you see all this nice weather, and you come to the Premier
League. And don't forget about the women as well. Fucking hell.
Terrible. That too.
I have to bring in. This is the thing. When someone says something like this, like if you said this to me on the street and asked me, or if I'm just thinking of it, I'd have probably mentioned 10, 12 already. Eleno, Man City player, not the best. I think he had a few decent spells. I think it was his name, Eleno. let's not forget Gilberto Silva.
Of course.
One of my close friends, I won't say close friend actually, but someone who was a lot older than me, an Arsenal fan, he says, Gilberto Silva, while all Brazilians were playing football, he was just sunning on beach. He never rated him. But when you look back and you think, you'd have Gilberto Silva in that midfield tomorrow. 100%. And when you mention Fernandinho, Kurdish, I mean, he's got to be one of the best. He's little. He wasn't obviously built big. But when you look back and think, my God, how important was he? He covered so much grass. He was an engine, a warrior, a winner, leader. So he's 100%. Fernandinho is probably high up. He's probably, you'll probably mention another one, or I might think one, but up to I think he's,
We had some famous ones as well that maybe didn't make the impact. So like Robinho, when Man City took over, that was a huge moment, I think, for Premier League and for Man City.
Can I just say this quickly about Robinho? Yeah, you know, I think when Man City bought Robinho, I was in like year 9, year 10. The first thing I did, I was like, I got the fro hawk. I cut my afro. I cut the sides of my afro. Got the fro hawk, and I got the blue vapors as well. I literally thought I was Robinho, man. I used to love Robinho until we scored that chip against Arsenal when we lost 4-1. I was fuming. Terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I watched in the Emirates Cup when he was playing for Real Madrid. I was like, I couldn't believe he went to Man City. That was a really crazy moment. It was really weird. That was the signal where Man City were coming, and then you had to pay attention to them. But it took a while for them to kick into gear. And he didn't really hit the heights here. I think Rich was saying, there was like Alano, there was, I think, was it Joe as well? Like there was these sort of players that were kind of
Maicon played for City as well, didn't he?
Sorry.
Maicon played for City.
Yeah, Maicon played. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's true. Actually, like you forget that they played. They had stints in the Premier League. I think. A funny one is Edu, because Edu played for us. He wasn't big, but he became like a
Edmundo, Caesar, Dawn, Casper. Yeah, another one. Yeah, and he's invincible. So you know, people can say, well, is he up there? But if you go in as I would say a top 10, I think he has to fall in that. I really do, because he's been part of the most consistent, successful team in the Premier League history. If you count it consistently, not losing a game, and he was part of it. And it was kind of a backup, but you'd put trust in him. You know what I mean? If he had to fill the gap that day, you'd be like, he's about 6'2", got a good physique on him, and he were a baller. Do you know what I mean? Because, well, as we know, he learns from the likes of Kieran, Adams, Bold, Seaman, even at back. You know what I mean? Vieira. I mean, I do not like mentioning Martin Kieran anymore, because he's become the softest puppet. What a puppet he's become. Yes, Mikel. Yes, sir. I'll hold your drink while you have an interview. Oh, man. And I never thought I'd say that about Martin Kieran, a winner, warrior, leader, everything.
Yeah. The one thing I'd say about Simon Jordan, he does rinse out Martin Keown really funny. He bullies him on talks, but I just feel sorry for Martin Keown.
Yeah, but to be honest though, he does it to himself. Like some of the things, like when he gave Odegaard that man of the match at Aston Villa away, I was like, this guy is a fucking disgrace, man. Odegaard was one of the worst players on that pitch, and that was the first time I done a live watch along, and I was watching Odegaard very, very closely. He was awful. I was like, how are you not giving it to Morgan Rogers or Buendia? And I was like, the agenda, even on the overlap, Ian Wright was capping for Odegaard as well. Like the paychecks that these guys must be getting, because Gary Neville said, oh, surely Arsenal have to win the league this year. He was like, well, I'm not sure, Gary, I'm not sure. He was like, mate, it's been 6 years. He needs to win the league this year. And he goes, and then Ian Wright was like, oh, I know it's a bit of a side note, but he was like, oh, Odegaard is probably stifling the attack and stuff like that. And he probably, this is like Eze needs to run in the team and stuff like that. So then Gary Neville goes, would you drop? So what's the team? And then he puts Odegaard back in the team. I was like, oh, I can't drop him. He's the captain. I just thought, Wright is the reason why my family supports Arsenal. And it's just like, to see these legends, Keown, even Dixon as well, Ian Wright, the only ones I would still trust are Vieira, Petit, and Henry. All the others legends are absolute. They've sold out, man. They've sold out. It's a disgrace, man. It's a disgrace.
I like Petit. He's very unfiltered as well. He's just very honest. They ask him about Man United. He just gives his honest take. It's like, I think I don't have the answer about Man United, but they turn on performance against the big teams, which is a good point.
He has been critical in a very, I would say, reasonable way, because this guy, like I said, when people say, oh, these legends at this club and stuff, and I always use Petit and Overmars as an example. Signed in 97 from Monaco, Petit, Ajax, Overmars, and they both left in 2000 and both went to Barcelona, and they are absolute legends at this football club. But some of these obsessed Arteta fans won't even know who Mark Overmars is or Petit is, or they'll be like, no, they can't be legends. But Petit has been very critical with facts behind it, because obviously we've not delivered. But now he is like saying he believes Arsenal's going to win league, and he's probably basing it on because of the defence with Gabriel and Saliba, like I said. But he's saying it's now or never, basically. So he's saying if they don't win it, Arteta's going to have to be sacked. It's simple as that. And obviously, everyone knows that Arteta's the biggest problem at this club anyway. So,
yeah. Kurdish, do you want to get into your top 5 Brazil Prem players then?
Yeah, I'll get into that. So, okay, it's top 5. So, it's going to be one. I'm going to put Juninho just because of impact. Juninho, because he's one of the trailblazers, did it. That's the first one that came to mind, to be fair. Juninho Paulista, because there's 2 Juninhos. There's one that played for Leon. It was just confusing. Oh. So Juninho Paulista, because he's from Sao Paulo.
Best free kick taker of all time, by the way.
Yeah. I'll talk.
In my opinion, I think for me, my dad showed me a video of him, and he was like, "Listen, son, this guy looks like he's got a PlayStation controlling the football," and I never forgot him telling me that.
yeah, it's funny, but yeah, there's Juninho Paulista, and then I think fourth would put who would put fourth? Maybe I'll put. This is a tough one. Willian from Chelsea. Which is crazy for an Arsenal fan saying that, but for Chelsea, he should be higher if anything. It's just the Arsenal thing left me sore. Yeah. So I'll put him at 4, which is maybe a little bit harsh, but then who's at number 3? Maybe I'll say Felipe Coutinho, Liverpool. He was really good there. Number 2 would be, this is hard. So I'd say it's I would give it a tie between, because I have to put them both. I would say Fernandinho and Firmino. In terms of impact, they were part of title-winning teams, vital players to those squads, and then Alisson at number 1, which is a cop-out because he's a goalkeeper, and it's a Brazil debate, but he's the best I think I can think of come to mind. To be fair, honourable mention maybe to like Robinho in terms of profile of player who came to the Prem, but yeah, it feels weird putting him in any conversation these days, such as the controversy he's in now. But yeah, that's my top 5. What about you?
I'm gonna go a bit different. I'm gonna go Martinelli, Denilson, Gabriel Pullen.
Well, listen, Darkside.
Andrew
I'm doomed because you've just literally took mine. So I'm out. Yeah, carry on, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna go start. I'm gonna do no particular order because I'm not gonna be able. I can't rank these guys just because I want to, get through this quickly. But I'm going to go start off with Juninho. Middlesbrough is just quality, man. Just such a quality player. I mean, I lived in Middlesbrough for 4 years. So, I mean, there's just a little history fact for you. When you go down Albert Street, which is in the center of Middlesbrough, TS1, there's a Asian restaurant called Manjaro's. Juninho's face is on the front of that restaurant. He's literally like, his face is, and they have a thing called like a hot shot parmo, like it's like a cheese, it's like got chicken and cheese and like breadcrumbs in it. It's like one of the famous like dishes in Middlesbrough, and he's literally sponsored. He literally sponsors the restaurant by Manjaro's and all in the northeast. So yeah, Juninho's such a legend, man. Next, I'm gonna go with Ederson. I mean, again, he's the most successful Premier League Brazilian of all time. 6 titles with Man City. So I was literally just doing some research earlier, which I didn't realize he had won 6 titles. I only thought he had won 4. I was really surprised actually, but yeah, 6 titles for Ederson. I'm gonna go Edu. Got to have some Arsenal representation. Invincible, obviously, like you said, Rich was more of a squad player, a bit of a rotation, but I still think respect where respect is due. I think especially like when I think about some of his big performances when we played. I think it was Inter Milan away when we won 5-1 in the Champions League. I think him and Henry balled out that game. So yeah, I have to give him his flowers for that. Next, I'm probably gonna go Coutinho as well. I think one of the most expensive Brazilian players sold in the Premier League from 131 million euros or something crazy, or was it 121 or something? But yeah, I think that season that Coutinho broke through into the Liverpool team, I remember saying to my cousin, like, he's going to be special. I think he's one of those players I like. He can shoot from distance. He's got a bit of flair about him. He's not robotic. Like before, football got so systematic. He was one of those players that I thought, yeah, he's going to be exciting to watch. And at the time, I was betting, doing accumulators on a lot of teams. So I was watching a lot of football at the time. So I used to watch Liverpool a lot. I'd say probably my second to last one will probably be. It's hard actually because there's not really that many great Brazilian players. I'm probably going to go Copa. I'm probably going to go Alisson as well, and then my number one is probably going to be Firmino. I think in terms of because I just love forwards, man. I played the false nine as a kid, so I think the whole false nine role and like laying it off to your wingers and stuff, and like Salah and Mane being inside forwards, and them winning Liverpool's like first Premier League as well. I just think he's been great for the Premier League. He's been great for football, great for Brazilian football, and you got to love the fake teeth as well. He's got that pearly white smile as well. but that's me. What you can wrap it up, Rich, and then we'll.
So with Juninho, I like I say, I remember that Premier League game and I thought, my God, man, like I said, they weren't fighting in top 2, top 3, but with obviously Juninho, Emerson, and Ravanelli, it's something what I do can remember at Premier League and think that was so good to see. Just those 3. So I could even put Juninho a little bit higher, but I am going to put him as number 5 because he didn't stay too long. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't there for many years. Number 5, Juninho. I am going to say. See, there's not that many Brazilians, is it? I'm going to go with. And he scored the first goal at Emirates against Aston Villa when we drawn 1-1. Olaf Melbo scored, obviously, first goal. Gilberto Silva. Going number 4.
Should mention him.
So 5 Juninho, 4 Silva. 3. I'm going to go with. I would say Firmino. I think he was so vital for Liverpool. If you said to him, play left wing, play right wing, play up front, you won't be thinking, will he struggle physically? Do you know what I mean? Will he not be able to get up in air? I can't remember many headed goals, but you just knew he would be able to give a decent percentage of every attribute. Do you know what I mean? Like if he was through on goal, you think, I trust him to score. Do you know what I mean? Or if he's cutting in, I trust him to smash it. So Juninho 5, Silva 4, Firmino 3. I would say, because obviously, so what I've gone Juninho, Gilberto, Firmino, Edison, 2, and I would want to bring Alisson into this, but he has dropped off last 2 years, and I've got to say it's someone I've already mentioned. I just think this guy, a bit like looking at Makelele, small but got around that, covered that grass all the time, put an absolute shift in, a nightmare to play against. He was so strong in his tackles. He would slide tackle, he would shoulder barge it, he controlled the tempo. Fernandinho for me.
Fair.
I've got to say Fernandinho. I just think FC always big up. Good to see you, my guy. I think it's Fernandinho for me because I think he's about 5'10", and he just looked and thought, man, can he cope in middle? Do you know what I mean? Like, can he handle it? And then I think they even said when Rodri came, we just can't get a Fernandinho. Do you know what I mean? I just think they were still relating it to him. Obviously, Yaya Toure played in around that time, but he was like more of just a powerhouse ball breaker. Do you know what I mean? What would just be a steam train, whereas Fernandinho was someone who would sit and obviously just be calm and, as they call him, a policeman, collect everything. So, I'm with Fernandinho. I was going to chuck Alisson in, but Gilberto Silva has to go in there for me, I think, as well.
That's a good one. That's a good list. Better than mine. I feel bad. I feel like I've disrespected Gilberto Silva. I'm sorry. You're the GOAT.
I forgot about
You're the GOAT, man.
Yeah.
I thought of an interesting question for the panel, and I was thinking, not trying to show you guys up or anything. As Dark said, I'm a bit of an encyclopedia when it comes to Brazilian football. But I was just thinking because not a lot of people around the world, not just England, know Brazilian football clubs too much. They know some, but in Brazil, I don't know if you guys know, historically, there's what they call a Big 12, which is weird because in Europe, we've got Big 6 in England. Italy, they had like a Big 7 or a 6. Spain, Big 2, Big 3. Bundesliga, Big 2 or whatever. So that sounds crazy. Like, how can there be 12 big teams? But could you guys?
I don't know much Kurdish, but as people like the Darkside, I used to watch football all over the world because I used to be a bettor. Not bet for 2 years in April the 8th, by the way. Never do it ever again. Did it for 6 years, so I watched football. I even watched like Malmo in Swedish league, Swiss league, obviously River Plate, Argentina, all over the world. And obviously I've come across some Brazilian teams like Palmeiras, Juventus, Botafogo, Cruzeiro. I forgot loads now, but I know obviously Botafogo are top of league at the moment. Flamengo won it last season. It's Fluminense as well. I think last season Flamengo won it and Palmeiras finished second. And like Ronnie, who used to play for Palmeiras, and so I used to, obviously, because when you're betting and you just get to know players and teams. I mean, I now knowing like Lion City Sailors in Indonesian league and stuff, and so, but I've forgotten loads now. So, because obviously I don't bet. It's 2 years in April since I'll never ever do it again. Never.
Okay.
I used to bet on African league, man. I remember one time I was betting on the Kaiser Chiefs to be.
Kaiser Chiefs, yeah, absolutely.
That's hilarious. So I'm gonna just go into like one a bit like the background of Brazilian football. I'll do it region by region. I'll break it down a little bit, and I will just call out sort of like Premier League.
By the way.
Big up everyone, So I'll just basically
big up everyone.
Big up everyone in the chat. Big up AFC. Love the picture of Captain Hook. It's quite funny. That's gold. So Brazilian football is interesting. I've always found it fascinating, even though I obviously didn't get to watch it as much. Different country, different region, different time zone and everything. So it's difficult to follow up the games. But I had a Brazilian neighbor and he told me about Brazilian football. Like they've got 12 big teams. So, and within this Big 12, so-called Big 12, all 12 clubs actually, since last year, they've won the Copa Libertadores, which is the South American equivalent of the Champions League. So you could say they've lived up to the name, like Rich was saying about Botafogo. They won the Copa Libertadores for the first time in their history last year. So that means all 12 of the so-called Big 12 in Brazil have won the South American equivalent of Champions League, which is amazing. The last 7 seasons, I think, as well, in the South American Champions League, Copa Libertadores, has been won by a Brazilian team. And the runners-up, 5 out of 7, were Brazilian as well. So they're very dominant in South American football. You'll see a lot of Argentinian players, Colombian players playing in Brazil. So that brings me to the Big 12. So it's mostly 12 teams, but it's from 4 different cities. So the cities everyone knows about in Brazil, you know about Sao Paulo, you know about Rio de Janeiro, but there are some other cities. So, for example, there's Porto Alegre and there is Belo Horizonte. So Porto Alegre, for example, we'll start with that. That's the birthplace of Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, famous Ronaldinho, was sometimes called Ronaldinho Gaucho. Gaucho because if you're from southern Brazil, like Porto Alegre, they call you Gaucho. It's like a nickname, or you're from the country, you're like a cowboy. So that was his nickname. Because there were a few Ronaldos in the team, Ronaldo phenomenal. There was another player even called Ronaldo before the famous Ronaldo, apparently. So Ronaldinho was not just called Ronaldinho, but Ronaldinho Gaucho. So that just to distinguish himself of even more. Can you imagine how much of a mouthful that was? But yeah, Ronaldinho played for a club called Grêmio, which originally was founded by like white Brazilians of German origin. And they were actually a club, because back in the day when they were founded, it was like a club for the elite people, like the elite and middle class of Brazil. So you had like white Brazilians.
Sorry, Kurdish. I think Grêmio have been tampering relegation over the last few years, haven't they? In and out, second, first division, second, if I remember right.
That's correct, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a good point, actually. You really clued up and stuff. I really need to like get you betting advices from you because he knows more what's currently going on. So we can work together. He clues me about what's going on now. I'll tell him what's going on in the past. But yeah, no, nice one, Rich. Big up to you, man. That's a good point. Yeah, they were recently, I think they've been relegated recently, but they also finished second, runners-up to Palmeiras at one season. And that season, I think they had Luis Suarez briefly playing for them at one point. So Luis Suarez also did a stint at Gremio.
Yeah, they did that. It was smashing it, because that's when I was betting it, and I'm like, yeah, Suarez is playing tonight. I'm going to win that. So
yeah. So some other famous Gremio players for like the chat, for people more familiar with English football and European football. So you've had Lucas Leiva from Liverpool. He started his career at Gremio. You had Anderson, the Manchester United player. He also started his career for Gremio, both like from Porto Alegre. So that's quite common. But yeah, ironically, it was initially a club that wasn't very diverse. It was a club for like white Brazilians, German particularly. So they had these rivals across town from them called Internacional. And they were called Internacional. That's a direct swipe to them, because they were like, we're international. We're a club for everybody to join us. So they would wear red, where Gremio was wearing like light blue color, similar to Argentina. So they were nicknames were like the Colorados, because they used to wear red, the color of passion, and just to be different from Gremio and distinguish themselves. So some famous players from Internacional, all-time Premier League great Brazilian, Alisson. He started his career at Internacional. Falcao, not Colombian Falcao, but the Brazilian Falcao, the original OG Falcao, who the Colombian Falcao was named after, started at Internacional in like Porto Alegre. Also, Alexander Pato started his career there. Oscar, Brazilian Oscar, who's originally was Sao Paulo, but went and made his name in an Internacional. He was also there. So yeah, they produced a lot of players too. So yeah, these two, they contested derby in Brazil, one of the most famous contested derbies, because it's the two big teams of the city, and it's called Grenal, which Rich probably is familiar with. But if I'm going to watch a game, I'm coming to Rich. You tell me who to bet on. But yeah, that's that part of it. So yeah, what do you think about that, guys? Did you know about those players starting at those teams?
No, not all those players. When you mentioned Luis Suarez, I'm like, yes, because I can remember when I was betting, I'm like, I've got a chance here. Do you know, with it, obviously with Gremio, because he's playing. Do you know what I mean? I thought he's going to kill that league. And when you mentioned it, and it's bugging me now, there was somebody else up front with him. I'm sure they were, or on the wing, and he might have played in the Premier League or played in Europe. Like, and I thought, they have got a really good lineup. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure it was someone else who we know, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
Douglas Costa, maybe.
It could have been, yeah. Obviously, he played for Bayern Munich, didn't he? And Juventus, I think it was. Shakhtar Donetsk, Ukrainian. It could have been Douglas Costa, yeah. It could have been. It might have been, because then he went to MLS as well, didn't he, Douglas? I think he went to what was it? LA Galaxy. I think he went there.
Yeah, that's good knowledge.
I don't think it worked the best, but yeah. Gremio, and like say Internacional, and obviously Juventus, Cruzeiro, Fluminense. Yeah, I said, when you obviously I've not betted for 2 years. It will be 2 years in April, but when you do it, you just get to know all these teams like Lion City Sailors, like I said, in Indonesian league, and like what Darkside says, Kaiser Chiefs and all that. You think some of the names are mad. Is this a football team?
Yeah, Kaiser Chiefs is like a band now, isn't it?
There's actually a team called Sexy Pot.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and I can't remember I can't remember where they're from, but it's true. Yeah.
That could be the other.
I think there was a team in Africa that used to bet at the same time. I think it was called the Orlando Pirates or something. Something Pirates.
Yeah, no, it's Orlando Pirates. Yeah.
These names to be football teams. They have to be like a Marvel Comics supergroup or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, that's a good one. You shout out another Brazilian team, Cruzeiro. So I'm going to talk about Cruzeiro, because Cruzeiro is based in the Brazilian city of Belo Horizonte, and that's in a region called Minas Gerais. So Cruzeiro is famous because this is the first football team of the Brazilian Ronaldo, R9. So he started his career actually in Minas Gerais, which is not exactly Rio de Janeiro, but it's not, I suppose, the furthest away from Rio de Janeiro. So it's a big city, but it's just like above Rio. I think R9's dream was to play for Flamengo. He never actually got to play for them, but he went at Cruzeiro, before moving to Europe with PSV Eindhoven and a lot of other teams. Interestingly enough, Cruzeiro, I think they were called Palestra Italia, which another Brazilian team was also called Palestra Italia, which we'll get to later on. But they were started by Italian immigrants in like Belo Horizonte. And they're the most popular team in that city. And they've got rivals, I think, crosstown rivals called Atlético Mineiro. That's the team of Gilberto Silva. He's also from Minas Gerais. But some more famous Cruzeiro players, Maicon, started his career at Cruzeiro.
Atlético Mineiro, is that Hulk's team, Kurdish?
Yes. Hulk's playing for them now.
Yeah.
Ronaldinho.
He must be 48 now, or 55 or something like that, Hulk. He seems to be around for ages, mate. But yeah, Atlético Mineiro, Hulk. Again, when I was doing the bet, I remember them because they had like, I think Douglas Costa. Diego Costa was maybe I'm not sure.
Diego Costa played for them as well, yeah.
And Hulk at the same time, wasn't it? I think, and I'm thinking they've got a right lineup. Yeah.
Guys,
black and white strip.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah, black and white strip.
Yep.
There's a lot of Brazilian teams with black and white. So there's obviously Santos, there's Atlético Mineiro, there's Botafogo. So a lot of teams wear that black and white stripe, so it can get confusing. Vasco da Gama have a black and white kit, but it's more like a sash. But yeah, so that's another famous team. So Atlético Mineiro, the Gallows, the Roosters, there's their nickname. Don't know why, but they are famous. Yeah, they've got that's where Savinho started out. So Savinho from Manchester City. Who started their career? Yeah, Gilberto Silva, I think that's one of the most famous ones. Ronaldinho, in his latter stage of his career, he went to Flamengo, then Atlético Mineiro again. He won South American Footballer of the Year. Not sure I think he might have won a Copa Libertadores with them or something like that. But yeah, he had a really good season back there as well. They're rivals with Cruzeiro. So they're rivals with Cruzeiro. So they have this intercity derby, Belo Horizonte. Those are the two big teams. R9 Ronaldo, most famous person, actually came out from there. That was him. So it's a big team. Both won Copa Libertadores, so Champions Leagues in South America again. Now we're getting into the big ones. We're going to go into, I think, Rio de Janeiro, and then we'll go Sao Paulo, because those are the ones with the most successful teams. And they got 4 big teams each in that sort of so-called Big 12. Just come back and have a little pause. I just want to see, did you guys know about that stuff? I know you did, Rich, because you know more than me.
Listen, I'm like, when you're going into all like the football, obviously talking about football, but then you're saying like the history, and I'm like, I definitely did not know that, mate. Trust me, I did not know at all. But it's just when, like I said, if someone says to you on the street, or name this song or something, or name this team, you're like, I knew it 10 minutes ago. It's when someone puts on. So when we first started, I'm thinking Brazilian players. God, I was stuck on that. You know what I mean? But then it starts obviously coming to you. And then when you're mentioning Brazilian teams, they're like, Atlético Mineiro. Yeah, I remember Santos, Fluminense, Vasco da Gama, and because it just then throws me back to I was searching. I too know obviously who Martinelli came from. Do you know what I mean? And it does, but yeah, you obviously you're clued up with knowledge and the obviously science behind it, and that definitely with football side of it and science. So
that's great. I think we complement each other well, because it's the recent stuff, I know the ancient stuff. So
yeah, I think for me this is all news to me, because in terms of I never really watched when I used to watch football with my dad as a kid. It was just always Premiership. I'm showing my age now. Not even Premier League. It was just we're watching the Premiership. We might watch like an El Clasico, or back when I was real young, the Italian teams were really really strong. So we're actually planning to do like a classic kit stream, and one of my favorite kits was seeing Roberto Baggio and that Fiorentina Nintendo. I think it was the Fiorentina Nintendo one. I think.
Oh, with the Batistuta one, yeah. The
Batistuta, yeah, sorry, yeah.
He did play for Fiorentina as well, yeah. But Fiorentina got a lot of iconic ones. They had like an ice cream one and a Reebok one that was cool. Reebok had underrated kits as well.
Yeah, and I remember Atletico Madrid had the Spider-Man 2 one, the Triple X one. I'm pretty sure they had what's that film studio in Hollywood? Oh, they had some Hollywood film studio one, which was really good as well.
Is it like Sony or Columbia or something? Yeah.
Yes, Columbia Pictures. That's it. Columbia Pictures. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, only reason why I know these teams literally is because of the betting. Because I used to like say I was doing it for 6 years. So you're searching like at 2 o'clock in the morning, as you know, Kurdish. Like you get in Brazilian league, obviously, because it's not going to be 2 o'clock for their time. And I'm looking and like betting on Brazilian games. So you just come across them, and it would be like obviously. Let's say Sunday night example, the 11 o'clock, the Palmeiras, obviously the first division. Then it would go into like the Grêmio and stuff. Grêmio, however you want to pronounce it. Grêmio. It would go like maybe a little bit later on in the morning for my time. Do you know what I mean? So you just come across them. You just, like I said, all leagues, I were like knowing loads and loads of teams. Hungary, Farashi, whoever Forest have just played from Hungarian league, you just come across them. So...
And shout out also to AFC who says, bet wisely, people, do not fall into the trap. Bet responsibly.
I want to say something about this. I want to say something about this because this is something that's quite close to my heart because I was actually super addicted to gambling when I was quite young. So when I was 19, I used to work in Amazon. I used to work in a warehouse. I used to work night shift. I used to work like 12-hour shifts, like 6 days a week. And literally, I used to get paid weekly. I'd get paid on a Friday. By Sunday, my paycheck was gone because I'd be either like I go into the bookies, roulette, spin that 100 quid, spin it, and it all started because it's not. I'm not going to blame them, but I remember one time my cousin called me and was like, "Oh, come to Coral quickly." I'm just like, we used to live near each other, and I remember I put 20 quid in that machine and I left that place with £1,000, and he literally came in that place with £7.50 and he left with like 2.2k, and I thought it literally rewired my brain, and it got to the point where I was betting on sometimes horses, betting on football games. But for me, the worst was when I was betting on the NBA. That was the absolute worst. Like, especially like around 2016 time when Steph Curry was in his pomp. Like, I was literally doing like $1,000, $2,000, like minus 11 points Steph Curry, like GS Warriors to win like minus 11 spread. Like I was literally going crazy. I remember one time I put about 3.5k on the GS Warriors to beat the Cavaliers in the 2016 playoffs, and literally there was down like 25 points in the third quarter. I put my fist through my laptop. I was so angry, and then I remember I got a message on Twitter saying NBA's rigged, GS Warriors have won the playoffs. And I remember I literally ran to PC World, bought a new laptop, opened my betting account, and I saw like 7k in there, and I was just like, literally gambling took over my life. I'd literally be betting on like Gillingham under 13s, like girls team. Like it got so bad, man. So I don't like do any of that stuff anymore. Like I'll play poker with my dad sometimes at like the social club, but yeah, one point was
well, that's it, Darkside. I did it 6 years non-stop, mate. And like I always say now, your first bet is one step closer to losing everything.
Yeah.
Like the moment you start, you're one step closer to losing everything. Yeah. Because the moment you see that big money in that green bar and think, all I've got to do is click that, and that's in my bank. I don't even have to leave my house or anything. That is the worst thing you can do because you'll just want more. Like, cut story short, I was betting, I was going fivers. I'm like, it's not happening. Then my mate were like, right, Rich, if you want to win big, you have to play big. Yeah. And I remember near New Year's Eve, going around Christmas period, going into New Year, it was Liverpool v Man City, and I was like, right, I think I picked Liverpool, and we were just in car, obviously finished work, etc. And it was saying, well, I'm going 100. In fact, I might go about 150, and I'm like, oh mate, I'm toying. I'm going like, shall I go 50? I said to him, I can't win no higher than like 30, 35, and he says, go big. He says, just put 50 on. And even then, I was like, I can't do 50. I did it, and it was 0-0, I think, that day. I think that game was 0-0 at Etihad. And then I was like, right, I want to win. So you start win 70, 90, 100. And before I know it, not as much as what you were doing, Darkside, but
yeah, no, I was. It started because like after I won that £1,000 in the bookies, I ended up doing like something crazy. Like I did like a 15p, like 16 fold, and I ended up winning like 10k or something. And I won like so many. I did so many accumulators, and it got to the point where I even got a job at Paddy Pals, and I was literally telling people to do bets for me because I couldn't. I was on my lunch break. I was literally running across the road to go to Ladbrokes, and I remember one time I did like this crazy bet. It was like a 6-fold. I put like £200 on it, and it returned like 2.2k or something, like literally. And I was just going on an absolute sun run, and I I think at one point, the highest I had in my bank was, I think I had like 40k. Like I was literally like 21. Yeah, I was literally 21 with 40k, bro. No debt, just 40k in my bank account.
Wow.
My betting account. And I thought I was God, mate. I was like,
the Don. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
I remember giving my mum like 500 quid. Like,
I bet you're thinking, I'm going to be on a program soon. This is how you bet. This guy has been betting, and he will show you how to go on. But that's the thing. Like I said, we're sorry to interrupt you, Kurdish. It can take over your life. It can ruin your life mentally, physically. It can stop you doing things. It can ruin your family's life. Everybody can take over. And so when it came to April the 8th, which will be approaching 2 years, I just stopped. 1 year gone. So it'll be 2 years on the April 8th where I just clicked that expel button. And obviously can't do anything for 5 years. And everyone used to bet on football as well. I never used to go into the bookies or into any betting shops or anything. It was just football. And I stopped completely. So 2 years, April the 8th, since I have not touched any betting whatsoever. I'll never do it again. Never again, ever. Never. Like you said, you get that bad, you want to even bet on two flies racing. You know what I mean? In air.
I would bet on anything. Like I said to you, it could be the under 13 Gillingham girls.
Yeah.
I don't care, man. It could be it could be the Indian Champions League.
Exactly. AFC always, he definitely does, mate. Mercer knows all about it. Big up to AFC always.
Paul Mercer had a proper gambling problem.
He did, mate. Yeah.
I've watched. We've done a interview with him and that really fat guy. What's his name? Pat Pieface. I think he's like a YouTube guy. Like he was talking about it. Brazil League has just started for 2026. Most of the grounds are always half empty unless one of the top 3 teams are involved. I didn't know that. I thought it was quite.
I think like there's poverty as well, like in Brazil. I think because when you're coming from like Premier League, watching English football, that's stadiums are packed and they're very well financed. It's a lot more organized. I think it does look, of course, better. Like you think, oh, it's a better league, better quality, better finance. But you watch Premier League game as well, and you can see that sometimes games might be very tactical. So I enjoyed, for example, watching Africa Cup of Nations, which as a tournament, we saw it was chaotic in the final. But overall, as a tournament, it reminds us what football is about, which is about passion, about playing, about passing the ball forward. I never thought I'd get to a point where I'm excited about seeing a guy pass a ball forward and not sideways. It's got to that point, guys. So that's what I like, I think, about like Brazilian football. Like go on Instagram, go on social media, look up any of these clubs. You'll see they got fans following them in social media. I think Roy, you do have a point because there are like big teams like the Big 12, but there are certain teams definitely bigger, like Flamengo. If you watch Maracanã, like Flamengo, you're going to see which is a big club. We'll get to them, or Corinthians. They're well supported, but that's true. There is a bit of disparity sometimes in terms of the big elite teams, I would say, in Brazil, but that's a lot of around the world. I think sometimes it's poverty as well. Sometimes I think we have a stereotype that we think all Brazilians are football men and they watch and love football. I've met a few Brazilians that don't like football, but which surprises me because they're like, you won 5 World Cups. Like I went to this Brazilian restaurant today, actually. I got the drink and I was like, I saw a fake World Cup. I was like, do you like football? Like, you got a World Cup? He's like, nah, I don't really. It's a chef. I was like, really? You're Brazilian? You don't like football? I mean, I can understand if you're English, you don't like football, you never win anything. But Brazil, like, you're the best. Yeah.
Bro, my name's not this. My name's not Shane. Why do you always call me Shane?
What's it? Bobby Firmino, we call you now.
Yeah. Zach's a big Zach's a big Liverpool fan. He thinks Liverpool are going to do the treble this season. He's like, put it this way, it's like Arsenal fan TV, but like a Liverpool version.
Yeah, I think Liverpool could do treble. I really don't. It's not going to. Listen. Like we are going into, I have kept saying, and you've probably heard me Darkside, and people know on my channel. If I get things wrong, I'll put my hands up. I've said, watch Liverpool a lot of times. Watch Liverpool kick into gear, and they're going to absolute steamroll teams where it's going to be 3s, 4s, especially with Isaac Vertzer, which by the way, Florian Vertzer is really starting to come into form now, and I did kind of get that one right. I said, don't. What did I say? Something like. I can't remember what I said now. don't ignore how good Florian Wirtz is just because of what you've seen already, because you can see little glimpses how he can pass a ball, how fast he is at moving with the ball, and the positions, and obviously starting to score now, and he's creeping up towards about 6 goals now, and it's, I think, well, done miles better than Madueke, put it that way. And I kept saying, Liverpool, Isaac, they're going Ekitike and Salah, they're going to start destroying teams, but it hasn't happened. We haven't seen the best season from Salah, and obviously Isaac is picking his normal injuries up. So, and I don't know if Onslaught's going to be there. I just don't know. But I tell you one thing, Onslaught's a better manager than Arteta because he's won league in his first season by 10 points from being at Dutch Eredivisie with Feyenoord, Go Red Eagles, and AZ Alkmaar, obviously in his time. So yeah. But Liverpool, I'm afraid they won't win the treble. Just have to say that. It's not going to happen.
You know what I mean? Like, you can always dream, and that's the good thing. That's football. It makes you dream. By the way, what Brazilian football made you dream, Zach? Like, who's your favorite Brazilian footballer? Coutinho, Alisson, Bobby Firmino, one and only.
Zach thinks Liverpool are going to win the league. And I get what you're saying. It's a fan's duty to be delusional for your club. But for me, as an Arsenal fan, look, I've been an Arsenal fan since the 1st of October 1996. Yeah. Literally the day Wenger became the manager was my birthday. And that's when I became an Arsenal fan. And for me, I've been put through too much terrorization and like literally bullying in school, being around Man United and Chelsea fans, and all the PTSD, the 9-year trophy drought. Like I remember going to my dad's house when we was in a League Cup final against Birmingham and crying. By the time I got off the bus, Obafemi Martins had put it through flipping Koscielny's legs and slotted it past Schnezzy. And I remember just getting to my dad's house just with tears in my eyes. It was the pain, bro. The pain this club has put me through. I don't want any girl out there saying I'm not loyal because I've been with this club for 29 years and I've always been here through and through. But yeah, man, it's just like I get it. For me, it's hard to be delusional because I'm just my natural inclination. I'm quite a logical person, and for me, I just can't. I can't be. I did say even in your chats a couple of times, Lee, Rich, sorry, that I do think Arteta will win a trophy this season. I don't know which one. If he does bottle it from being in a basically 1 foot in the final against Man City in a League Cup, which I assume will probably be Arsenal, Man City, unless Newcastle do a crazy comeback. We're obviously 4 points clear in the Premier League. Top of the, we got all the home games in the second leg of the Champions League, so that's a big advantage for us. And then obviously we got Wigan in the second round of the FA Cup. I think someone said it in your chat, and I've been saying it every single time I put the stream on. If we switch to the 22-23 Thomas Partey progressive football, we win at least 2 trophies, and nobody can convince me otherwise. I'm sorry, but big up to you, Zach. Anyway. Roy says the Japanese A-League started last weekend and all games were played in front of capacity crowds. Yeah, I think with Japan's culture is very different. So, I don't know if you know this, but football's becoming very, very, very popular in Japan. There's actually like a anime that I watched about football that like they kind of like reference all the players from the past and all of like the new players. So football's actually becoming quite a big thing in Japan. Also, just kind of like a little bit of a like side thing. Did you know that Matoma from Brighton actually has a PhD in dribbling? Just a little side note, by the way. Yeah, he has a PhD in dribbling. It's the most random thing ever. I don't know how. Don't ask me why I know that, but yeah, he's got a PhD from the University of Yokohama in central Japan. He's got a PhD in dribbling. It's just that Pele. It just has to be. Sorry, is this me or is it? It just has to, I guess, just to be
I think
Pele.
it's just has to be Pele. Anyone that says Pele isn't your favorite Brazilian's either lying or some subhuman mutant person like those from Birmingham.
I mean,
I'm from Northwest London, so I take no offense.
I mean, for me personally, Pele will never be my favorite Brazilian player of all time. I don't know how old you are, but for me personally, it will always be. It changes, but it's for me. My top 3 are Kaká, Ronaldinho, and Juninho. Like those 3 are my favorite by far. Like Kaká was the last person to win the Ballon d'Or before the Ronaldo Messi dominance. So yeah, I have to respect Kaká. I love Kaká.
I will say this: I was a massive Rivaldo fan. Rivaldo.
Yeah.
I think he was so strong on the ball. Do you know what I mean? Like he had that a bit of a nasty streak in it. Not like red cards, but I mean he could. It was all, you know what I mean? It was tough to get the ball off. A bit like John Barnes, obviously ex-Liverpool, as you want to say, legend. It was so hard to get the ball off, and he obviously scored plenty of goals. And when he was in that Barcelona team, and that I'm like, he is something special. This player's quality. And obviously the lawnmower haircut, which I'm literally in that kind of frame now. Ronaldo, I used to remember watching him and think he's taking the goalkeeper on or coming up to the goalkeeper, and he's doing things what you would press like L and R and X together on a PlayStation and take it and literally do the fake shimmy and let the goalkeeper sit on floor. And I'm thinking, this is like computer kind of terms here. And
a crazy fact about Rivaldo? He's from the northeast of Brazil, which is super poverty there. So he's from a place called Recife, Pernambucano, which is where the other Juninho is from, the Leon free kick specialist. But he grew up in so much poverty. He was so malnourished. He was skinny, and he actually lost teeth. He literally lost teeth, being that malnourished and that skinny. To actually make it and win a Ballon d'Or from how he grew up was crazy. And he was like hated actually initially in Brazil because he came from the northeast region, which is a very unpopular region with places like in Sao Paulo and stuff like that, different regions in Brazil. So he came up lots of adversity. So he was a bit of a late bloomer, but yeah, he took time to crack, like, you know what I mean, like make it. But like, boy, did he like, you know, shine on the world stage, like won the Ballon d'Or. That's incredible. But yeah, what's Roy saying? I must admit, I was unhappy that Bruce Rioch was sacked to make way for Wenger, especially after finishing above Spurs in the league to take us into Europe. I can say it now, I was wrong. But big up to you, Roy, that shows self-reflection. And sometimes, you know, we as fans, we might predict things or we might back a manager and it turns out maybe the manager wasn't the right fit, or we're against a manager and the manager maybe impresses us. So, for example, like I really thought Emery would hit the ground running with us at Arsenal. I think he is a good manager. I think it could have worked, but it just wasn't to be. He don't think he was given the tools. Arteta
he wasn't.
Came in.
He wasn't. He wanted Zaha. He got Pepe. He wanted. There was a defensive midfielder he got, but he got Torreira. I think they done him dirty.
It did my head in when I think if it had stayed and given more time, I think Unai Emery would have won a Premier League with Arsenal by now, because I will say this, he can bring balance to a team. Look at what he's got. He's got Victor Lindelof playing at centre back, while Tyrone Mings, who's just actually come back as well, been out all season, he's got him playing centre back, and Lindelof has been looking like a Diaz at Man City 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And this is an outcast at Man United. He's got Emi Buendia back in team, scoring goals, obviously being very creative, scored against us last minute, scored the other day. Tielemans is even better now. Conce, Matty Cash is class again. He is a fantastic manager. And obviously Ollie Watkins been in that, but just going to that and all, AFC always, Ronaldinho, absolute class, and Romario, what a finisher he was.
Yeah, and I'll tell you I'll say a couple of things actually about Romario. I don't know if you know this, but I think it's because he grew up poor. Yeah, he used to like do things with his manager and say, "Listen, can I go to a party if I get a hat trick?" And he would literally bang braces and hat tricks to go out drinking. Like, he did not give a fuck, by the way. So I always say, like, one of my controversial opinions, that Ronaldinho would have been the greatest player of all time if he wasn't partying, smashing girls, and doing gear. Like, because these Brazilians, man, they just, because they come from that poverty, once they get all that money, they just have to let loose, man. They're nuts, man. That's why I love the Brazilians. They're just next level, man.
Yeah. But you've got to look up this. I'm going to get into some teams, but like I'll get into the Rio de Janeiro teams. But yeah, Romario, that brings me to like my little history lesson. So Romario basically started in Vasco da Gama for like a Rio de Janeiro team. Vasco da Gama. They also had this other player called Edmundo, and the two of them had in their contracts apparently. They had this weird.
Kurdish was Edmundo, the bad guy.
Yeah,
so
even worse.
I'm sorry to I'm sorry. He played against Man United in that. They came out the FA Cup that year, didn't they? And they went and played in that. Yeah, and everyone obviously, why is Man United not in the FA Cup this year? And obviously they went and played him against and they played against Edmundo, didn't they? If I remember right.
Edmundo and Romario in 90. I think this is 98 when they won the treble. They went in the FIFA Club World Cup.
Yeah.
They got destroyed by Romario and Edmundo.
And Edmundo was bad, like criminal bad. I think Montiel.
He had this issue where I think he killed somebody, like drink driving, and he had all these sort of scandals. He was feeding alcohol to. He was giving alcohol to a chimpanzee. He was crazy. Edmundo made like Romario look like a choir boy. They were both as crazy as each other. They even fell out with each other. They had like a bit of a back and forth because Edmundo, I think, Romario at his contract, he was threatened to leave Vasco da Gama if they didn't make him the captain. So they made him the captain, stripped away from Edmundo. Then Edmundo went on strike, and they had this big feud. So it's quite funny, those two. Edmundo's the footballer that should have played in the 98 World Cup final, But that's when Ronaldo R9 had the convulsion, and Edmundo was in the lineup, and he was so crazy. He was called the Animal in Portuguese. They were like, "Fuck, we play Ronaldo. He's probably not fit. He had a convulsion, but we have to play him. We can't play Edmundo. He's mad. He'll get sent off."
Yeah, I just want to say, make sure you subscribe to Rich's Arsenal channel. He's a great channel, great Arsenal fan, very knowledgeable. And you know what? Can I just say this, Rich? You made me laugh. Like, I was actually in tears the other day when I was watching your stream. You said something. You was talking about some Irish guy on Twitter. You said, "Oh, I think his name's Alan something," and you did the impression of him, and you was like, "Fucking wet wipe." And I promise you, I started howling. I was laughing so much. I wanted to super chat because I was like, bro, I was laughing so much, man. I was literally in tears.
It's that Adam Keys, honestly. He I don't know if he's loosening up a bit and starting to, because I think he was actually calling Arsenal out and Arteta a little bit over there on Twitter, but I've seen something like he goes on a little bit of a spurt where he'll start doing his own live shows. He's got plenty of, obviously, followers and subscribers because, like Darkside just said the other day, he's a wet wipe. He bullshits to everybody. And that's what he does. Guys, I'm thinking about Arteta, and when it's like we've got to back him, but I don't even remember. I think it was last. Yeah, it's not even Irish. Don't class it as an Irish accent. Whatever you do, definitely not. And it was last year, and I just thought, oh, watch a bit of this, and it was like, because I said I don't think he does that many lives because obviously he's got a lot of followers on Twitter and he's obviously the same on YouTube. But it was just when I first watched him, I thought, God, he's so he speaks really mousy. Do you know what I mean? Like really calm and low Irish, and another obsessed Arteta fan.
Yeah, Zach says, how can the Japanese be running up football? That's going to be scenes when the biggest centre half in the league is on the 6 foot and everyone's has 33 physicals. Don't kill me. Well, Tomiyasu was 6'2", and he was right back for Arsenal. So listen, don't underestimate these Japanese guys, man. Listen, every nationality has their powerhouses and their small, speedy wingers, man. Everyone has different, physicalities. And a lot of them are very good at dribbling as well. Like, I mean, even piece taking, like you got Keisuke Honda, Nakamura, like these Japanese players are quality, man. Like obviously Nakamura was a flipping Celtic legend, mate. So
Itikoshi Nakita, I think it was. I think we played at the league, and obviously we had Junichi Inamoto, I think it was.
Who's that guy?
And do you remember that player that Rangers, man? Ryo Miyachi. He was supposed to be like, he was rapid. I think he had like 95 pace on FIFA. I think he broke his leg and he literally never made an appearance for Arsenal.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, Rich.
Junichi Inamoto.
Nakata.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, the famous one. They played at Roma, I believe, Kurdish.
Yeah, Japanese Beckham guy.
Blonde hair, I think. Blonde guy, Ishitoki Nakata, I think it was, wasn't it, or something like that.
Nakata,
and then we got Junichi Inamoto, who went to Arsenal. And then I think he reminded me of a tomato when I look back. I don't know why. I don't know. He just looked like, I don't know. He just looked like, I think he had like, his cheeks were always red, but he had like an ear, what would just be like a little top of a tomato. And then he went to Fulham, I think, as well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to catch up with some of these comments. Ronaldinho, the most skillful footballer I've ever seen. Definitely agree with that. A lot of the younger generation will say Neymar, but when I saw Ronaldinho do that little thing where he flicked his foot and then side foots it at the bridge away, I was like, yeah, this guy's different, man. He's special. Like he literally, I remember he came to, I think Ronaldinho must have been about like 42, 43 fat with his little ponytail, snuck into like a cage in South London. Everybody was going, like you had grown men screaming like little girls, man. Like, oh, I wish I was there, man. Like he's just special, man. He's just once in a generation talent. Did you know JJ Okocha taught Ronaldinho? Well, they played together at PSG, didn't they?
Oh, I've got a better fact than that, though. He taught not just Ronaldinho, but Ronaldo. Go on YouTube and say JJ Okocha taught Ronaldo this like reverse flip that thing. And then he talks about how Nigeria played Brazil, I think in 94 or something. And Ronaldo came to him after the game and asked him, how do you do that? And he told him how to do it, basically. So he did it first against Brazil. Imagine skilling up Brazil, and then the Brazilian guy became best in the world, basically copying your move. That's crazy. I'm not going to lie. I tried shaving my head down. I washed my hair. Then Emerson, now I'm rocking the Arnie slot.
Rocking the Arnie slot trim. Hey, Zach, you kill me, bro.
Well, every time I go to the Turks now for my hair done, I just wish they'd put more hair on, and it just don't work.
That's actually right. Never, not too bad.
They never give me none. I think I need to go to Turkey for a transplant. That's going to be happening.
Listen, once
if you just let it fall off, you just become a Premier League manager. You know what I mean? Like Guardiola.
Sean Dyche. I need to get a lusky voice for that.
Yeah, I think Wenger right now, if Wenger takes over right now, I think we win 2 trophies. I mean, I want to, before we get to the end of the stream, I want to ask you guys about like the Leeds game tomorrow and stuff like that, because man, I'm thinking, I don't know starting lineup, and if I see Odegaard in that midfield tomorrow, I swear to fucking God, man. I swear to fucking God. If I see that weak Beyblade of a captain, because all he does is fucking spin around. If I see that Beyblade of a captain, I swear to God, we're not winning that game. I said, if Odegaard starts 1-1, I'm telling you, I want to see Eze, Havertz, and I want to see Declan Rice in the 6. Because physical games, Zubimendi, he dawdles on the ball too much. When we're at home, it's soft, and it's at the Emirates, him and Odegaard can like do their thing. But when it's a physical game, and that's why a couple of seasons ago, we could have got Amadou Onana, we could have got Yuri Tielemans on the free. Arsenal fans were looking at those. I was like, no, Tielemans is a baller, man. I would definitely take Tielemans right now. And look at what Unai Emery's got out of Tielemans now. Tielemans looks like a bit of a world beater, mate. And he's
Darkside, he had a pre-agreement. Apparently, he had a pre-contract signed for about 6 months for Arsenal. And they were just dallying and thinking, oh, should we get him? I tell you what, let's ask how many uncles he's got, how many dogs he's got first. Let's see what school he went to. You know, let's see where his first swimming baths were. I tell you what, we're not signing. That's what they. But now Berta, is stopping that. He's ruthless when it comes to getting players signed, signing obviously new contracts and bringing players in. He seems like he's got that robust. That I'm not here to be giving cuddles out and being nice. Here. This is how it's happening. And obviously now we've got Maurizio Michelli, obviously from Napoli, the head of recruitment, I think it was. He's going to be involved with Berta. So hopefully that stubborn smug prick, Mikel Arteta, can sit down and let these guys take over with that. And we do need to start selling players and getting better value, because that's embarrassing. When Strand Larsen goes to Crystal Palace for like 45-50 million, and our highest sale is Oxlade-Chamberlain / Balogun for 40 million, still to this day.
Can I tell you something?
That is mad.
You know, in terms of sales, Anelka and Overmars are still in our top 10. It's just pathetic. Overmars, bro. Overmars. Oh my God.
Legend at this club. Like I mentioned, 3 year only at Arsenal. Legend, same as Petit, 3 year. Both went to Barcelona, and obviously Anelka, 500,000, 22.5 million to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I think it was 500,000. I think it was. God, that guy's been everywhere. Fenerbahce, West Brom, Chelsea, Bolton, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal.
Been to China as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think he has. Yeah. He's had loads of clubs.
Yeah, it's mad. He's had more clubs than.
Big up Blade. Big up fellas. Just sub to Rich99. There you go, Rich. New subscriber for you. Big Blade's a good friend of mine.
Big Blade, thank you very much for that. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
And big up to everybody in the chat as well.
Thoughts on Arsenal linked with Alvarez, but mate, I mean, to be honest, for me, in the summer, I'm just going to say this quickly, guys, and you can chime in. I want Martinelli or Trossard or both. Honestly, at this point, I don't care, because I think that left hand side is dusty and needs a serious upgrade. I'd be getting rid of Jesus as well. I'd be getting rid of Havertz. I'd be getting rid of that dusty captain as well, and I'd be bringing in Alvarez. I'd be trying to get because now that I'd be trying to get Leao. I'd be trying to get Mendoza from Elche as well. I think he's a good young prospect as an attacking midfielder. I'd be looking to get a central midfielder for Rice back up, or play Lewis Skelly in his fucking position, maybe. I just think, and I don't care if he's only been here 1 season. I'd be looking to get rid of Madueke as well, because he is rubbish, mate. He is trash. He's like, I was watching Curtis Shaw's stream today, and he said that Madueke is like going to like Noble or Hakkasan and like an expensive restaurant, getting like the golden steak done by what's his name, that guy, Salt Bay. And then the waiter gets to your table and then he drops it on the floor. And then it's like, what's the fucking point of that? You know? Guys, funny. Did you see the Champions League draw? Any thoughts? Yeah, I've seen the league phase. I saw it earlier, actually. I'll get it up on my phone and you guys can just chat when I get it up. I know that also from the Carabag, actually.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Like what you've just said on all Darkside, like with Madueke, like this is not like we're not seeing Madueke come from overseas. We're not seeing him have his first time in Premier League. You know, he's been at Chelsea, and we are seeing literally a replica of what we've seen at Chelsea. Like, he gets the ball, he'll excite you, he'll get you off your seats. He's strong when he's running with the ball. He knows how to obviously lean into a play at right time. He's got good close control. He can shift the ball. He can fake it, obviously left and go right, etc. And he can, he's got a decent shot at times, like against Club Brugge. But the amount of times he gets down that byline, you think he's literally touching distance at goalkeeper. He's either going to put the goalkeeper through net or square it for a tap-in. And it's like, there you go, I'll pass you the ball. He did it against Forest. He was running them ragged against Forest at Emirates. Matt Sells, who's about at least 6'4", giant, gets down by line. I can't remember who left back that day. I can't remember it well. Or defender it was at time. But he was running him ragged. And I thought, he's through on goal. This is going to be a goal. And he just kicked ball. And Matt Sells just went, cheers. It literally just like passed it into his arm. You're thinking, if that's Sanchez, a bit of Andis Limpar, which I've seen not much of, but I did see him, Mark Overmars, Alexis Sanchez, Robert Pires, Freddie Lundberg, they're putting that ball in net, or they're going to make sure someone in that box is going to get a tap in. It's simple as that. And this is what Noni Madueke's got. The tricks, the skill, the strength, of, let's say, decent shot times and the speed, but there's no end product. And sometimes a player never gets that end product. They can have all that, the flash and everything, but the end product, it just might never be there. So basically, we've just said to Chelsea, Merry Christmas, there's some more money for you, just like we gave Havertz some money.
You need to get some of these comments. You've seen the one from AFC, it's hilarious.
Arsenal season ended when the moment Cunha scored. You're gonna have to hold a 3-minute timeout for that one, because I'm sick to death of your fucking trolling, mate.
Is this a Man United fan?
You dare mention that. Don't you dare mention that.
Is this a Man United fan?
It's Sarge,
Oh, this is Sarge?
It's Sarge, yeah. Fucking little prick, mate.
Wait, passion fruit.
Wait till I see you in the group chat, you little bitch, man. You prick.
Wait. That's Sarge?
Yeah, that's Sarge. That's his little it's his trolling account. Rich, let the hair grow, brother. You got a beard and shape to rock a bald head. Blessing. It's just a blessing. Not many men are lucky enough to have. That's a compliment. Yeah, like being it, like I can't.
Thank you very much for that, Blade. Big up to you, my guy. Sorry, Zachary. Sorry. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, but I have gone short. Like in 2019, gone skinhead, and then maybe 3 later. I say skinhead, like let's say 3 on top, and obviously skin fade on sides. I'd definitely go for an hair transplant. But yeah, I can do the skinhead, the short look, definitely.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Out compliments lightly, so high praise.
I would play Norgard, Rice, and Eze in midfield for the Leeds game. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's got to be Rice, Eze, and Havertz, man. And if Havertz can't start, then I'd play Miles Lewis-Skelly, because at this point, we've got to start playing some progressive football, man. I'm sick to death of this fossil haram football. It's disgusting, man. Madueke's a guy who runs on the beach chasing the beach ball before it goes into the sea. Facts. Final score prediction for the Leeds boys. I'll let you start off, Rich.
I'll try not to go into depth too much. If we're basing it on defence, we win a game. And Darkside, and obviously some people in chat, maybe I've said we win the league no matter what because of Gabriel Saliba, because they're that damn good when they're on form. But Arteta does not let these players play with freedom, express themselves, passing fast at times, where they're really going for it and showing a lot of intensity, a lot of urgency, and it keeps them wrapped in cotton wool. And we've seen it. We can do it against Aston Villa second half, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, Tottenham. Might have been another game I missed, Bayern Munich. So when we play like that, the game's even done. We beat Leeds tomorrow without even playing, but we are seeing it about every 6 or 7 games. So tomorrow, as I said earlier on, I know Darkside, I don't have confidence in Arsenal beating anybody because I do not know what's going to turn up. And I can't believe I'm just saying this, and you've just mentioned it as well. I want Kai Havertz in that starting lineup tomorrow. I can't believe I am saying it because I would go with Kai Havertz, Rice, and Eze. Let Eze just run riot. Let's see the Eze, Crystal Palace. Let him just run riot. He's a forward-thinking player. Let him just be passing fast into Victor Yoker's feet, or Saka's. Get the attack moving, show that intensity, that urgency. Give him a free roll. Let him drive. Let him purr. But do I trust Mikel Arteta, who would lay in a bath in a life jacket? No, I don't. Absolutely do not. But I'm going with 1-1.
You think he has a bar literally in the jacket?
I told you, Rich kills me, bro. He makes me fucking die.
He does though, doesn't he? You can see it, mate. It just like he's shit scared. As soon as United equalised, he was panicked. You could see because he thinks, what if I have to change formation? And he doesn't do it. He doesn't do it like it proved it. I'm not going for all games, but Chelsea away, they had 10 men. A top elite manager with that switch, who's got that top elite switch, what I always say, would have got out of there in that second half or change room at half time and says, right, we need to win this. Chelsea's been on form. We're on form. We need to come away with 3 points. Get out there in that second half. We are going to play 2 up front for 20 minutes and absolutely drag Chelsea everywhere. They'd already lost the engine room, Casado. That means Maresca would have thought, fucking hell, I'm going to even have to drag someone else back now to protect the centre-backs. But he didn't change formation and we're drawn and we were very lucky. So I do not trust him. Like I said, he's that safe. He would lay in a bath in a life jacket.
Yeah. And you know what, Rich, yeah? One thing I used to, and Kurdish as well, one thing I used to like, yeah, was when Unai Emery would be like 2-1 down and then he would go and then he'd switch to 4-4-2 and put Lacazette and Aubameyang up front. You would never see Arteta do that. Like, why can't you just put Gyökeres and Havertz up front, or at least play Havertz as a shadow striker? Do you know what I'm saying? He's just
this is it, Darkside. Like I'm saying, against Forest, and we keep mentioning all these games. Obviously, we even met Wolves look like a top 10 side. Even played Zubimendi and Rice in that day. Do you know what I mean? That day, that should have been Norgard's game where he's brought in for it. Sit there, let Eze and Wanyeri had gone. Wanyeri and Eze in front with Norgard sitting there. Rice on bench, and then against obviously Nottingham Forest, Sean Dyche he loves defending. He soaks it up. He did when he was at Burnley. He loved defending, and we didn't do anything. He does not give the manager an headache. And I'm telling you now, if we'd had a different manager, we beat Forest. We definitely beat Liverpool at Emirates because they didn't even have one attacking player. We would have beat Chelsea with 10 men. But he just don't change nothing. He don't even put 2 up front or say, right, let's go with 5 at back and play 2 wing backs and just drag him like I do at Hakimi and Mendes kind of esque. You know what I mean? He just don't do it. All he thinks about is my defence will get me through this game. I will draw this, or we will nick a set piece, or maybe I don't know, a penalty or something, because he's so defensive, man. And I believe another manager, we are about 11 points clear now. I honestly do.
No, I honestly, for me personally, Rich, I think with Luis Enrique or Flick, we're 15 points clear. I'm at that level because for one, I think we could. Liverpool were there for the taking at the beginning of the season. The Chelsea, Liverpool again at home, 0 point, like literally 1 point against Liverpool all season, no goal scored, not good enough. Nottingham Forest, we win. Sunderland, we should have won that game because after Trossard's banger, he deserved to be a match winner. And that's an extra 14, 13 points. We're 4 points clear, so we're talking 15 to 17 points clear. Like I'm telling you right now, man, those games we shouldn't have lost. And obviously, I don't expect to win every football match, but I'm sorry, those were unacceptable. I was fuming after those. But Curtis, do you want to do your score prediction? I'll do mine, and then we'll get to the next topic.
Okay, yeah, because we're at Elland Road, isn't it, against Leeds?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2-1 to Arsenal. I think we'd do it, but it'll be tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1-0. I think it's just gonna be set piece FC ole, and then just defending an uncomfortable last 20 minutes where I'm just literally like screaming, shouting in Portuguese and Spanish at the TV, like just literally, you know what I'm saying. Timber and Saliba picked up injuries in midweek, but it wasn't serious. Yeah, that's why in my preview that I did for the game,
they're back. Sorry to interrupt. They are back. Apparently, they are. I think they're back. Yeah. So
even still, I think I'd start Saliba, but I'd actually start Ben White as well. I think he played good in the midweek as the captain. First game as captain, he got the assist as well. I think he got like a 7.8 SOFA score rating. I think Ben White, in terms of going forward, offers way more than Timber, but I think as a balance and going back, Timber offers more.
Yeah, I think defensive balance Timber, but if we're looking to really crush Leeds and go at him and cause them problem, I think Ben White would be ideal because his delivery. It's at times I'm like, wow, that guy can pass. He can deliver, and he puts a lot of pace on it, and all at times, or he gets the right back pace on it. You know what I mean? And if we've got obviously Victor Gyökeres playing, but we know it's not going to be probably this. If Victor Gyökeres is playing, it can be there on end of him, hopefully, and to add, which I doubt he's going to even play, to be honest, Darkside, Havertz, that could be a massive threat for Leeds. Havertz and Victor Gyökeres in box at the same time, and Eze just lurking around.
Yeah.
But because it's amazing and it sounds good, It's just going to be Rice, Odegaard, and Zubimendi.
AFC, I've seen posts on X saying from United accounts saying they can win the league. Oh my fucking God, these people are so... I'm glad that I see stuff like this because personally I do think Arsenal are the most deluded fan base in the top 6, but every now and then United remind me that they are the kings of delusion, man. They think they're going to win the league. Mate, I don't make me do the Roy Keane. You play for Man United. You're going to win the league. That's not your job. It's not your job. Are you in Cuckoo Land?
I think your Irish accent tops mine, mate.
I'll take her an Odegaard and Top Gooners all on the fun boat. I would rather be on the Titanic that sank. Yeah, 1912. Sink me right now. Send me back to 1912, man. I'm telling you. Big up Joe King. The lads. Yeah, the lads are on, mate. Got Rich, got Kurdish.
Yes, Joe King. Big up to my guy. Good to see you, man. Everybody in the chat, big up as well. It's a damn shame that I've got to keep muting it. I thought my problem is done and I'm literally out on the pitch tonight, which I am. And there's no problem, but now it's the echo problem.
Yeah. We can do a test stream after and try and sort it out anyway.
Yeah, I think that will be only a tiny little glitch, but at least the other one is sorted.
3 of the real ones on one screen. Shout out Kurdish, shout out Rich. Shout out to you, Joking, man. Like I got to bring the best of the best here, man. No top gooners on my fucking stream, right? Andrew Smith would be a better captain than Odegaard. This guy is like the Titanic, bro. I'm telling you right now. In terms of captains, I would take a 47-year-old Thierry Henry. I'll take Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. I would take my nan, who hasn't kicked ball in her life at this point. I'm telling you right now, Odegaard.
I'd have Ty as captain over Odegaard. Odegaard is the weakest captain in football. And do you know what? I started the season, I kept saying, and some people are not going to agree, and I can see why. But I kept saying at the start of the season, Martin Odegaard was the worst player in Arsenal's starting 11 last season. And people are like, no, it were other players. I can't remember who you would probably use an example now of. Maybe Martinelli, which obviously he's had a struggling last 2 or 3 years. But I kept saying it because this is our captain. This is the captain of the Arsenal Football Club. When we've seen Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, Thierry Henry, it's an embarrassment to see him with that captain's armband. Honestly, people keep saying, well, captains have got to be like, they're different now. Well, a captain to me is someone who's vocally heard, implements fear into his own teammates, inspires, he shows that winning warrior grit attitude, and I do not see that Martin. I feel like at half time he goes around the players, obviously in changing rooms, and gives them a cuddle. That's how I see Odegaard. I really do.
Are you on mute?
Sorry, I want to say this as well. I didn't realize I was muted. I want to say this as well. In terms of Odegaard being captain, this is a big reason why I don't like a large majority of our fan base. When Tony Adams came out on that show and said that he should make Declan Rice the captain, let me just remind you guys of this, yeah? Only player to win a title in 3 different decades. Number 2, Mr. Arsenal. Got a statue outside the fucking front of our fucking stadium, by the way. And number 3, I think he knows about what it takes to be a captain. He was what? He came into the squad when he was like, I want to say 17 and then made the captain at 19.
669 appearances, I think, 4 titles, 48 goals. Might be wrong.
There you go. Was a captain as a child, as a teenager. I was in college while he was a captain of my fucking football club. So show some respect to Tony Adams. And now, nearly 6...
And he was banging Caprice.
There you go. And now, six months later, people now the media are saying, I was even watching Sky Sports this morning, they were saying, should Odegaard be the captain? Should Rice be the captain? So when fans like us that understand our club really well, and you've got a captain who was actually the captain of our club say Odegaard shouldn't be the captain, we're saying this for a reason. It's not because we've got an agenda. It's because he's weak. Like literally, you look at Odegaard in big games, he hides. He's risk averse. He doesn't take the risky pass. And my thing is, he would rather lose small than win big. And that's, for me, that's a mentality problem. And yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Even I think he had a little interview, didn't he? He said something about we're finishing second, so there's a massive improvement, and it's been kind of a successful season. That's his mentality. That's the mentality of a goldfish. You know what I mean? He's just. There's no winning. If you interviewed Tony Adams years ago or other players in the Invincible era or the 97, 98, they were like, it's not good enough. We want to do better. We fell short and we need to go next season and make sure we correct it. But Odegaard, yeah, I think it's been successful because, like I say, he's a weakling. He's a mouse.
Honestly, my eyes pick up injuries every time I watch Arteta ball. See, trust me, this fossil football makes me sick. If we lose against Leeds and Man United win, they'll only be 9 points behind us. Jesus Christ, Lord have mercy, pass the ball to Van Persie. That's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Aston Villa, like I say, if we lose to Leeds, Aston Villa play first Sunday 2:00 against Brentford. And people, like I've said it on my channel, I've never said Aston Villa win league. They had a really bad start at season. Like I think didn't score for about 5 games, and obviously AJ mentioned it earlier on as well. They were, I think, about third bottom. And I think once they'd drawn to Sunderland, they started picking up results. But I never expected Aston Villa to be where they are now. What a season! And it just shows how good they are. They're beating teams like Leipzig now. I think are Bayern, Dortmund. I think Leipzig are third in Bundesliga at the moment. And it shows how far they've come. They're not little bros no more. What people used to say, oh, it's Aston Villa. They're not little bros. And they're bringing players in like Tammy Abraham, 18-19 season, who were there. He's come back and he's literally saying, I'm buzzing to be back. I can't believe I'm here. They've brought Douglas Luiz back on loan to fill that void of Kamara getting injured. So, like I said earlier on, Tyrone Mings been out all season. He's came back. He's got balance. Unai Emery has got balance all the way through his team. He really has. He's got a decent bench. I might need a couple more, maybe. I'm not saying they're going to win the league, but I've said for a long time they're not going out that top 3, and definitely not. I think they're 10 points clear. Liverpool 8 in front of Man United, and right now, whether people like it or not, all these obsessed Arteta fans, what just big up everything he does, says or wants, will say, "Oh, Aston Villa don't even touch." They're in a title race. It's simple as that. If they lose Sunday and we've gone and beat Leeds, then maybe they're done. Maybe they're going to not even be in a title race. But they've shown a lot of character. When we beat them perfectly in second half, we were brilliant. You think, like I said earlier on, Darkside on my channel, you think no matter who it is, what will their game be with the rebound from us playing brilliant and wiping them off at Park in second half Emirates? They had Forest that following Saturday morning, and I'm thinking, no matter who it is today, can Aston Villa, this is going to be a test of their character. Beat them 3-1. A few more games after that, they slipped up against Everton, lost 1-0, and you think, right, here it is, wheels have fell off. Just gone to St James's Park and won 2-0. They're not going nowhere. They're a very, very good team, great balance all over the park, I would say. Good defence, great goalkeeper, good defence, very, very good midfield. And I would say a decent attack.
Yeah, and they're playing good football. They're playing better football than us. Emery has had less money than Arteta has to build this squad. Nobody expected them to be in the top 4, let alone in the race. So
definitely, Kurdish. Absolutely, mate. Yeah.
Also, when people used to get onto Ozil and say, "Oh, Ozil doesn't show up at the big games." Well, then Odegaard doesn't show up in any game lately. He doesn't show up in small games. They show up in the big games. Well, I don't know when last time I've seen this guy. Maybe we need to put a missing "Have you seen this guy?" poster.
Yeah, we should put them on in America when they put their kids, they put the kids in the milk carton or the orange carton.
Fly one of those planes over while they're actually playing. That will make him look.
Yeah. I don't want Arteta to get another penny if he can't win the league. Sack him and bring in Enrique. I'll be honest with you, man. I said in a couple of months ago that I wouldn't sack Arteta right now because he's in the top of the league. He's in all 4 competitions. But I'm starting to think about it right now. I've seen the end of this story in 22-23. I've seen it in 23-24, 24-25. We didn't even huff and puff. We were awful. And at this point, if you said to me right now, we can sack Arteta and I can bring in any manager. I'm bringing in Enrique right now because I'm telling you right now, if he finds a way to lose a bottle it against Chelsea, I'm crashing out again. He should be sacked instantly. And also and this is for you top gooners, if somehow Unai Emery wins this league and this manager stays, I swear, I'm not gonna lie, I will lose. My hairline will delete because the amount of stress that will put me under, man. Honestly, I'll take out these braids and shave my head off bald because if somehow Unai Emery wins this league and Arteta still manages to stay, then I know that this club's not serious about winning. The club's not serious about winning. It's all about Champions League football because I think because we finished top of the group and we didn't lose a game, I think we made about 98 million euros. So for me, if it's about just looking like we're competing, which for me is not progress or success, I don't buy the Gary Neville narrative or the Ian Wright negative that he's been doing a good job. You spent, like I say all the time, you spent over £1 billion. You spent over £1 billion. It's not that impressive. And then people go, what about Chelsea? What about Man United? What? There you go.
And this is the thing about Darkside. Like every window, and I am talking going back even to 08, 2010. I have been like, sign players. We need a ball breaking powerhouse in midfield. We need an Enzonzi. You know what I mean? We need. I can't remember other names I was thinking, but we need that ball breaking pass in midfield, or we need Christopher Sambert when we had a chance to sign him from Blackburn for pittance. You know what I mean? For literally nothing. Mark Schwarzer, we need a goalkeeper. I think we won't play 3 million or something for him. Gary Cahill, do you know what I mean? We need a defender. We didn't buy him from Bolton, Chelsea. Every year I can remember, I've always said that player. Now, summer I did say I think when window's short. If I were picking a position, I'm thinking we didn't get a left back. We haven't fully completed a transfer window. But when I look back at the end, Kapi, Eze, Zubamendi, Victor Jokic, these are known guys, mate. These are known guys all over Europe. It was a good window. It ended up being about an 8.5 to me. But normally, I'm like, right, I need this player. I don't want to give this manager no more money. If someone said to me, sign Alvarez this window, personally, and like you, Kurdish, Darkside, people in chat, would be like, of course. He's quality and he's played at Premier League for 2 years with City. But I do not trust his manager with any attacking signing, and I mean any attacking signing. I really don't. He will ask Alvarez, like he does with most of his wingers, to show 70 to 80% defensive duty instead of 80% or 70% attacking side of the game. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's doing. So when it comes to like, if I would get rid of him now, I know what you're saying, Darkside, because it feels like all these 4 competitions, it's going to disrupt something somewhere. Do you know what I mean? But if there were a chance to bring in Enrique now, I'm thinking, do you look at it and think, we cannot take this risk? Because we could be like, if we lose to Leeds and then, Chelsea overturn us, then you think, wow, we're literally 1 point between Arsenal, City and Villa, and we're out of a cup already. So you think we cannot take this risk no more. Just get rid of him. Just close the book. Cheers for building us a good defence. Cheers for challenging twice. 1 FA Cup. Now take your licorice here somewhere else because it's done. It's done. But they're not going to do it. Like you said, Darkside. I guarantee you, if they win Carabao Cup or Premier League, he's going to get a pay rise of about another 5 million. And he'll touch about 20 million, that guy, or maybe just over a year, which then he'll be closing distance with Diego Simeone, highest paid.
For me, Rich, it's a bit of a catch-22 because I'm in a situation where I feel like if Arteta does win the Premier League, it would actually be one of the worst things to happen to our club, going like in terms of like long-term dominance. Because if Enrique wins the league, I think he could win a title back-to-back, and we can finally defend our Premier League title for the first time. Yeah. But if Arteta wins it, then now the top gooners, I can't even chat to the top gooners now because they'll be like, see, we told you, Arteta's the GOAT. He's generational.
We've been right for the last 5, 6, you know what I mean? We've been saying it, everything we've been saying, we've been right for the last few years. They're going to get it probably right maybe once this year. Do you know what I mean? And like you've just said, Darkside, if he does win it, it shows this team are good enough, but with a different manager, they could go and win it for the next 3 years in a row. 100% they could. And they really could, because you've got best centre-back pairing in world football, Gabriel Saliba. You've got one of the best right-backs, Timber. Raya's up there, one of the best goalkeepers. His reflexes are phenomenal at times. We've got a decent left-back, Calafiore, etc. in Cape. Obviously, Miles, even though he should be playing midfield. Declan Rice is an absolute baller. Yeah. And Victor Jokic, Eze, do you know what I mean? These guys under a different manager would flourish. But what I will say is, sorry to keep you waiting, I will say that if we don't win nothing this season and we go trophyless, and I thought about this the other day, because Declan Rice keeps mentioning it, and when he first signed, he were like, there's no excuses now, we have to keep... So I think he said, when he first signed, we have to win trophies, no excuse. I thought this other day, if we go trophyless, Declan Rice to me is a player what wants trophies now. Yeah. He knows he's getting on a bit, and I do believe if Real Madrid even approach Real Madrid approached Declan Rice in summer, and we've gone trophyless, I'm 90% confident Declan Rice's head will turn, and we will probably lose him because he'll think we just can't get over the line, and I have got a chance to win trophies and play with world-class footballers, and Real Madrid's Real Madrid.
I'll be honest with you, Rich. I think it says turning already. Like when he, it went viral when he was like every fucking time against Nottingham Forest. I think his head is already. I think he's thinking to himself, if I don't win something big, in the next like year and a half, I'm gone. Like this ain't gonna work because I'm looking around. I've got my captain's weak. My captain's a pussy-o. Yeah, I'm looking around at the squad like an attacking sense. Like we're playing fossil football. He's been here for 6 years. He spent over £1 billion. Is this really where I want to spend my prime years? And I feel sorry for Rice because I look at him as like a modern day proper English captain that I've wanted for a long time. Like I was hoping Jack Wilshere was going to be our next one. And obviously, we all know what happened with Jack Wilshere. So for me, I feel like it's just I don't want to be in a situation where we're wasting our talent. Like Saka gets a year older, Saliba gets a year older, Gabriel gets a year older because these players, football's a short career, man. One injury, one ACL, one MCL, and that could be it. And I don't want to waste it with Arteta. I'm going to catch up on some of these comments and then we'll do. I want to ask a couple of questions and then we can round up. Yeah. Odegaard turns into a centre back in big games. Yeah, he just literally just sits deep and just collects the ball, Saliba, and just sprays it left and sideways. It's boring. Arteta is Sid from Toy Story. He makes perfect figure toys and smashes them to pieces and pulls them into Frankenstein's monstrosities. That's such a. By the way, that was the first film I ever watched in 1995. So that's such an elite reference. By the way, that's an elite reference. I love Toy Story. I was literally watching it the other day in my car. Odegaard chills with the ball boys in the big games. Yeah, he's just rubbish, man. Big up AFC. Arteta basically reverted the team to a team which has failed for the past 3 years. Yeah, like he's literally playing Jesus, Saka, and Martinelli. I'm thinking, bro, this is the team that bottled the league. Like, what are you doing, man? How has our front three still got Martinelli and Jesus in it? It's just ridiculous. Joking again. Odegaard was the star of the TV show Lost. Big up Joe again. Odegaard don't live in a mansion. He lives in an underground bunker. Big up AFC. Arteta, a good coach, not good enough for Arsenal. He's tried his best. Yeah, he's huffed and puffed. Like he should be at Brighton or Crystal Palace. I think that's his level. Because like I look at just a quick one before I keep getting to the next comment. I look at Arteta as like a Martinelli. He's overachieving, but once he leaves the club, that's it. It's just downhill from there. Like Martinelli could never play for a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or like a City or anything. He's going to go to like a Brentford or something like that. I think that's his level, you know. Or like even I think at best Martinelli could probably get a Dortmund if he's lucky. Martin Molegard, that's a new one. Also, this guy saying Arsenal fans yapping like they didn't just get their asses beat. Bro, I've told you a million times. I don't care. United are dead, bro. United are food. You got one lucky win against us, and now you're chatting stuff. Oh, mate, wait till I see you in the group chat later. You fucking mutant.
That was funny. You know, he said the same guy was like tweeted that to us. He was like, nobody in Europe scared of Arsenal's attack. I said, well, we're top of Europe. United aren't even in Conference League.
Yeah, I literally said to him last night, who did Man United play in the Champions League last night? Oh, wait. There you go. Arsenal are a part-time football club. I don't know what you mean. Part-timer. I don't even know. I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean if? Arsenal should disband. I bet he's using two phones. I think
he's created two accounts.
I think he's created two accounts. You haven't won before playing better football. Yeah, we have. I don't know what you're talking about. Thierry Henry, hold that, mate.
Arteta couldn't get into Millwall.
Before you break anyone's records of finishing second, I say just killing me.
This is
even if Arsenal were the only team playing in the entire league, they're still fit. Oh, don't. That's rude. That's rude. That's Declan Rice. I'm from around the world.
That was a belter. That was up there. That was a good one.
That was quality. Fine. We'll have no hair by March, bro. I swear to God. I want to say this quickly. Yeah. If Arsenal lose to Chelsea, that's the season done.
Yeah, I think as well. I think Darkside. If we lose to Leeds, right? Because like I said, at minute, I know we don't like Arteta. He's a stomach smoke prick. I don't like him. Never wanted first place. Even before when Emery came, they were talking him coming. I said no. But like now, you think don't disrupt anything. Do you know what I mean? Because it feels like we would. But if we lose to Leeds and we go out of that Carabao Cup, I honestly think we should be pulling plug and sacking him because we cannot take a risk. Because it's like going into that water. We're in that water now. We're swimming good. But next minute, we might be entering dirty water where we can't even breathe. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, shit. We've kept with him. We've literally, Man City's overtook us or Aston Villa's overtook us. We're out of the Carabao Cup. Dare we go a little bit, dare we swim a little bit more into that dirty water? Do you know what I mean? Because you just don't know. Because once you're in it, you ain't coming out. And if we go out that Carabao Cup and City take over us or Villa, we could be fucked. We could be like, right, we have literally got to go full ball in FA Cup, full ball in Champions League or Premier League because we have to win at least probably 2 of them, I would say. I think we have to win that Premier League or Champions League, definitely. Carabao Cup and FA Cup double is not good enough.
Oh, see, my thing is this, yeah. I'll be completely honest with you. If we win the Carabao and the FA Cup, for me, that buys them an extra year because that's 2. I get to see my captain's armpits twice. It's not the best, but 2 trophies are still 2 trophies. But if it's either one of them gone, and to be honest, I'm even thinking at this point, unless he wins, even if he wins the Premier League, I'm thinking, I still really want you here anyway.
I know, but Darkside, I know what you're saying because it's 2 trophies and it's amazing to actually even get to Wembley where we haven't been for a long time. But you know what's going to happen then? End of season, he's won a Carabao Cup and FA Cup. They're going to give him a 300-year contract. And they're going to give him 50 million a year. They're going to think he's the best, he's the Don, he's going to be.
If he wins nothing, you'll get the top gooners still saying he should stay. You'd get them and then they'll blame it on us. They'll be like, "You guys, you were negative. You were feeding."
Oh, this guy deserves a life contract and everything for winning a Carabao Cup and FA Cup. That's what you're going to get, Kurdish. That's what it'll be, mate. That's why I think it's got to be Premier League or Champions League. And this is me who don't like Arteta. I would give Arteta a statue outside the Emirates if he goes and wins that Champions League for Arsenal. And I can't stand him. Obviously, people will piss on it. You know, some fans will.
We're getting threats from these 2 accounts. Arteta works at the local bar.
Big up, Rich.
Yeah, shout out, Rich.
Thank you very much. Big up to you, my guy.
League Gunner for Sporting Director. I mean, at this point, I'm still trusting Berta, but I wouldn't mind Lee having a say in the club because me and Lee pretty much think I don't agree on all of his opinions, but like I'd say 95% of Lee's opinions I definitely side with, man, because he's
Lee Gunner were telling everybody Odegaard, what were it, Gibraltar, like that, and he was telling everybody all the time, and I was like, I think Odegaard's a decent player. He was right all along.
This comment is hilarious. Somebody said in Richard's chat earlier that if Odegaard and Zimmerman had an arm wrestling match, they'd both lose.
Just arms will fall off.
Rich Paul and Kurdish as interim manager.
I think he's getting inspired by the Man United thing. You know how they had like Fletcher than Carrick.
KSC is wild. There's nothing contained about Kroenke's ownership. Yeah, he needs to just fuck off, man. I think I've said it a million times. I think there's an alternative universe where Usmanov took over instead of KSC, man, and we won Champions Leagues. Thierry Henry stayed for an extra 3 years and got the goal record of Premier League, and we were just and I was just the most arrogant, obnoxious, annoying year 11 kid in high school, just like top of the league, champion.
They wouldn't even let Usmanov get a seat at table. He literally says, I want this club or majority of the shares, and I will put money, big money, into the playing side of it. And they literally shut him out. They wouldn't even let him sit around the table.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? He said that if he took over, the first thing he would do is spend 250 million and buy Messi. That's the first thing he said. He said, if I get the ownership, I'm spending 250 million on Messi. I was like, man, imagine. The club needs seriously up their standards. Yeah, like for me, now that I'm thinking about it, if he does win the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, he still needs to go, man. I've not waited 6 years for a Carabao and FA Cup double. It's not good enough. Someone should ban corner kicks at Arsenal can finally disband. God, you're going in, man. Troops is the new Arsenal mascot. Oh my God, these are funny, man. Arteta needs a statue at the local bottle manufacturer. He would be the biggest promoter. I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask you guys one more question because obviously this kind of just went sideways, but this was the Brazil stream, so I'm going to ask you guys both.
I know that's me. I'm sorry. I've probably gone on a bit and said shit. I mean, we have touched on the Brazilian thing, and it's been good, man. Kurdish, it's been really good, and your knowledge is fantastic, bro. Obviously, same with you, Darkside, spitting facts as usual. And thank you for having me as well. Much appreciated. Hopefully, this echo glitch will go away. At least it's better than last night.
So I'm just going to ask you guys this year. Top 5 Brazilian players all time, any era. Doesn't have to be Premier League. You can do 1 to 5 or 5 to 1, or you can do no particular order. Kurdish, do you want to start, and then Rich, and then I'll go last.
Yeah, I'll be fair. So I'll just do the players I grew up kind of watching. So I can only say probably like say at 5 Kaká, then maybe Neymar because I've seen more of him, and then probably like Ronaldinho, Ronaldo. Trying to think of who else to squeeze in there. Maybe I'll just put Rivaldo as well. Yeah, Rivaldo. We're not in a particular order.
Rich?
Yeah, that's good actually, Kurdish. I might end up saying my number one. So I'm going to go with... see, like mentioning now, and I'm thinking a lot of popping in my head now, thinking of the... I mean, and this is not going in, but Roberto Carlos. How can
he's sick.
do you know, this is what I'm saying, Kurdish. It is mad, innit? Because if you're like not doing no, you can think of 20 players like that, and then as soon as someone puts you on the spot, it's like you literally think about 5. But I'm going to go with, and you'll remember this guy, absolute rapid with his feet on the wing, Denilson. You remember him, Denilson?
What, the Arsenal?
Yeah.
Not Arsenal. Denilson. No way.
Is that the Real Betis one?
Real Betis. Yeah.
I was about to say.
His eyes look really focused, if you remember. Denilson. I would say Ronaldinho. I'm not going to go in order, I don't think. Denilson, Ronaldinho, Cafu. So that's 3. And I have to go with Rivaldo. And my number 1 is, because I just look like I mentioned earlier on, because I played striker when I was a young lad as a footballer, and I'm thinking he's doing things what you do on computer games. He's making the keeper sit on the floor. Ronaldo, lawnmower cut. He is the one of my memory, the Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, if you want to call him that. That would be, and I think just from watching him more with the Barcelona era, a bit earlier than Ronaldo, I think I have to put Rivaldo as number 2, and then I'm not sure which I'm going with, like Cafu, Ronaldinho, and I can't remember Denilson. I think Denilson's 5, so I'd say, Denilson's probably say 5. But there's a lot. Do you know when you start thinking at teams, or Bebeto? Does anyone remember Bebeto in central midfield? Yeah. There's a lot, man. Andriano, powerhouse up front.
Adriano, man.
I used to have... Do you ever used to play Pro Evo? Oh my God. He would put that keeper through the net.
You know what?
I would like... Used to Master League, and if you buy Adriano, you win league. And that's used to start Master League with all these players made up, and you were shit. You were getting tanked every game, back 5-0. Next minute, got enough points to buy Adriano, up the league, and it, obviously, Baptista, obviously for Arsenal, but he's not in there. Obviously, them famous first 4 goals against Liverpool. Hulk, there's a lot, but yeah, that's mine.
Listen, Adriano, man. Oh man, you just unlocked memories. Like, even I remember his stats. Like, he had like 97 body balance, so you could not get the ball off him. Once he gets the ball, and he had 99 shot power, you just hold square, and he just goes to the top corner. He was literally a hit, bro. I can't believe I forgot about Adriano. And you know what? I want to say this as well, because I feel like it's a shame when like things happen to like players' careers which is out of their control. Javier Zanetti famously had an interview where he talked about being a captain of Inter Milan, and he said that my biggest regret as a player was not stopping Adriano from going into depression after his dad died, because that's the reason why he just completely fell off, got fat, went back to the favelas, and was like, I'm done with football, like my dad's dead, yeah. And man, I really wish I could have seen like a full potential Adriano. He was literally my favorite player. Literally, that's the only reason why I used Inter Milan on PES, man. Playing Master League, watching my dad play Master League, and like playing like tournaments with my cousins and my uncles, man. Oh man, you literally just unlocked a memory. How did I forget about Adriano? In fact, fuck it, he's going in my list. I don't care. It's going in my list. So I'm going Adriano. I'm gonna pick one player that I've never watched before, but I know their quality. His nickname was actually the White Pele, Zico. I'm gonna go Kaká, Ronaldinho, and then Ronaldo's and Nazario. Because like no particular order, yeah. But yeah, those are my 5, man. Oh, fucking hell, Adriano, man, what an absolute legend. that Master League, man. You just unlocked so many memories. I'm literally gonna call my dad after this stream and say, Dad.
Yeah.
Because me and my dad were talking the other day, yeah. I'm gonna actually play this voice note. I'm gonna have to play this voice note on the stream one day. He was talking about how football used to be better in the late 90s and early 2000s, and he was talking about I said my favorite team of all time is the 0405 Milan team with like Seedorf, Kaká, Gattuso, Crespo, Shevchenko, Filippo and Pippo Inzaghi, Maldini. Like that team was just disgusting. That team was disgusting. Like
even the Parma side, Darkside, where Crespo, Veron, Aspria, Thomas Brolin obviously played at Leeds in Premier League. Nesta, Buffon. They had, I mean, we've seen some great players in that Italian Serie A league. Yeah, definitely.
Good era. Yeah, for sure. Like
the goal Lazio Gazzetta on a Saturday morning, I think it was.
James Richardson, right?
He does World's Strongest Man now, doesn't he? And he still does a bit of TNT Sport with European football as well.
These just comments from Passion Fruit is just something else.
No, he's trolling hard, man. He's trolling hard. Yeah, Gilbert is one of the best Brazilian players of all time. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up there. You guys can give your last words, and I'll say mine, and I'll end up. You I don't know, Kurdish, and then Rich, and then I'll finish off.
Yeah, shout out to the stream, been a good stream. Big up Rich. Yeah, subscribe to Rich's channel. Yeah, great stream with you, Darkside, as always.
And, link is in the description, by the way, to link Rich's channel. Make sure you subscribe to Rich. Great content.
Yeah, interesting insight into a lot of things, betting and how to stay safe and not get addicted. So that's interesting. We touched on that. We all have our vices, but we all live and we learn. So that's good. Yeah, great stream. Great talking about Brazilian football in general, Arsenal, same old usual stuff. Good old fun with the people in the chat as well. Shout out to Joe, shout out to Zach, shout out to Passion Fruit, even you. You're trolling us hard, but that's fair. We have to hold that L against United. But yeah, this has been a good stream. I'm gonna hand it over to Rich.
Thank you very much, Blade, for that. Come on again soon, mate. Have a great insight. Thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, I think it's amazing that, like, you know, and a bit off the topic a little bit, like how we sometimes moan about technology, it's all a bit complicated, but we can just literally press a button and we can just stream all over the world with different people and talk about football, because there's billions of people that just love talking. Do you know what I mean? And it's amazing. Yeah. Like we've been talking about, obviously, the Brazilian league, Kurdish, and you've been saying things like Kurdish where I'm like, wow, like going from the football/science coincide with it, and it's like, that's great knowledge. And you've been making me think of Brazilian teams, and I'm thinking obviously in my betting days, and obviously Darkside, you talking facts as usual, and it's just brilliant. People in chat's been fantastic, having banter, and I think it's brilliant. Like I've not been jumping up. You've been mentioning Darkside, haven't you? Do a stream together, and I've I've not done one on my laptop yet. Obviously, this is the first one because I was just doing it on my phone. So it's good to be like mixing with other people now. And yeah, I think it's fantastic. And like I said, we're just going on to Arsenal a little bit. It's bad that we are top of the league, top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League, semi-final Carabao Cup, obviously FA Cup's just started, and here I am. No disrespect to Leeds, because what a run they've been on. These last 9 or 10 games, the teams they've been playing has been ridiculous. Like all the beat Crystal Palace, Ahmed Chelsea, etc. Draw Liverpool twice, beat Man United. Oh, I think they draw Man United actually. And here we are, and I'm still not 100% confident my team, who's top of the league, are going to beat Leeds tomorrow. Even if we're at Emirates tomorrow, I still would not be 100% confident, because I don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. Are we going to see Aston Villa's second half performance? Or are we going to see a team what played against Wolves and we made them look like a top 10 side? Is he going to be wrapping everybody in cotton wool, Zubimendi, Rice? You just don't know, mate. You really don't know. What we are going to probably think, and what we probably will see, it'll be Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard in midfield. So, yeah, and thank you very much for having me, Darkside, man. Big up to you and all, Kurdish. Great to meet you, my guy. It's been brilliant. We've gone off topic a little bit, but I'm sure that happens. So, yeah, it's been a great stream, man. Talking about Brazilian football, Arsenal, everything. Pro Evo days, betting. Yeah. So, I was just thinking, like, when we, because when you think of Brazilian, you think of '98 World Cups and everything, and then you start like, oh yeah, those players, and then I just thought the absolute powerhouse who would hit a rocket, Adriano, and then all I thought is Pro Evo, Pro Evo. Master League, if you've got enough points in your side Endriano, you go from relegation to top at league and win it. So it's like, mate,
yeah. Mate, some had like crazy stats, like that free kick stuff with Juninho, the other Juninho. That was mad.
Yeah, exactly. Leon Juninho, yeah. And Taffarel, goalkeeper. Remember him? He was.
Claudio,
Wow, unlocked memories. Jeez. Good shout out to the stream. I really enjoyed the information from the encyclopedia. Quite sure your is great. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Hopefully we can get the 3 points tomorrow. And I'm just going to ask a question before I hit the end stream. You could take one Emirates era player and put him in the squad right now. Who would you pick?
If you take what Darkside?
One Emirates era player.
Yeah.
So any player that's
it was featured at Emirates.
Yeah.
This will be tricky. Not because I don't believe in the players what we've had from the past, because loads would walk into this team, but for the position, I mean, this will probably be easy, actually. Kurdish, I'll let you go first, my guy.
Yeah, when you say Emirates player, you mean like, because Van Persie, I guess he played at Highbury, so he doesn't count, does he?
I'm talking about players that played the majority of their career in the Emirates, so like Henry won't count, but Van Persie and Fabregas will.
Yeah. We really just need a guy who's going to bang the goals in, really, to be honest. Like, so I'd put Aubameyang. I like it. It would be between Sanchez and Aubameyang, but I would put Aubameyang. I know people say, he's got an attitude, or Teta had to get rid of him to say because of his attitude, but I think it's just a little bit of arrogance isn't the end of the world, and you can just manage that if you're a proper manager. You just, you know what I mean, you'll just put him on the bench for one game or something. I would have had Aubameyang. Sanchez, it would be between Sanchez and Aubameyang, but I would just go Aubameyang because he's more of an out and out striker and a finisher, and we just really need someone who's going to put that ball in the back of the net. So that's why I would say like Aubameyang. What about you guys?
I'm going to say Alexis Sanchez. I just think he's such a massive upgrade on that left-hand side. I think even though Van Persie or Aubameyang would be an upgrade on the Gyökeres, I just think that left-hand side lacks so much. Like, Sanchez is not just world-class and not just a great finisher, but he's just like, in terms of like his engine, he's a demon, man. Like I remember when it was like 2016-17 season, he would just run around like a headless chicken. And I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Sanchez was actually really unpopular in the dressing room. Like Bellerin was complaining on some podcast when he went to Oxford saying, he tries too hard, like he wants to win. You're playing for Arsenal Football Club. You're complaining because a player wants to win. It's your job. Do your job. You're playing for Man United. But yeah, man, it's got to be Alexis Sanchez for me. And then, Rich, you can choose yours, and then we're going to wrap up.
Doubling up on that, mate, it's Alexis Sanchez. Like I said, he played like he had a battery in him. He I remember the Bournemouth time where he scraped it, and obviously he helped us out in so many big games, the FA Cups, the Man United game with a perfect finish, I think, with a volley. He had a thunderbolt shot on him. Give him a yard, he would smash it. It was very, very close control. The ball was very close controlled to him all the time. The way he could shift that ball and go and accelerate were perfect. He had that winner kind of leader attitude about him, and all wanted to win, like you just said, Darkside. He wanted to win. To me, all day long. Yeah, for what I see now on that left wing. Although, if he played for Arteta tomorrow, obviously, it would probably be at centre back.
Yeah, probably. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, Rich, for coming on.
You're welcome, my guy.
Again, Kurdish, thanks for the idea for the stream. I'm going to do the classic hits stream probably next weekend. And hopefully we can get the 3 points tomorrow. And hopefully this isn't therapy, and it's actually like we're 4 points clear still. And thanks everybody. Peace.
Yep. Thank you very much, everybody. Big up chat, everybody.